Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to today's messages. Let's tune in, tap in, turn on. Yes. I hope you are well and good and choosing the good sauce to dip your loaf in. To dip your loaf in. Yes. It's funny. I transcribe the videos using the hearing aid app on the phone, and it translates. It doesn't hear me very well, or I don't speak very well sometimes, and so it's funny some of the things that it picks up that I didn't say, but I guess it sounded like I said. So yeah, when I throw words out, I'm just like, oh, that's going to be one that's going to be mistranslated. That's why I edit them. My notes. The notes. It's just another level of my engagement with myself and the messages. It's part of my practice, right? It's important to have a regular practice that you check in, that you tune in, that you tap in with, right? Okay, we've got forgiveness, and it is a 27. Forgiving those who trespass against us. And look, this lucky clover, 4-leaf clover, standing out there. So when you can forgive the parts of yourself that you are holding responsible for where you are now, then you elevate where you are now, right? Because you infuse your now with peace and compassion, right? This is part of the release process, is to forgive so that you don't have to carry it in the same way. Oh, so that it allows you to shift. Something about memory. Ho'oponopono and Dr. Hugh Len, he speaks a lot about memory. Everything up until this now moment, it's attached to a memory, right? This is where triggers are linked. We can follow the red thread all the way back to the core, right? The memory that made us develop the reaction. And so it's a forgiving the memory, forgiving the past, so that when we are responding to things, it is from our now moment and not from our memory moment, right? Something like that. Okay, and then we got time shift there. I'm pretty sure it's time shift. Let's just take a minute. Those guys really wanted to come out, I think. Okay, time shift Third wave. Okay. Close, but totally different. Accept who you are on this earth and your strength will increase. Okay. So your forgiveness of your past versions of self allows you to be in your now version of self, which is who you planned, part of the grand plan of your soul plan to be at this point, right? Yes. Okay. And what is that about? Now nobody wants to come out. Okay. Runes for our now versions of self, or what we're forgetting, right? Or what we're forgetting. Oh, beautiful. There's confirmation, okay? Thera says the burning away of the old, because this is your now energy, the high vibe frequency of Fehu, right? Fehu was that yesterday? No, day before yesterday. They all just time, right? Anyways, it is the high vibing success after much diligent hard work, reaping the rewards of your work. And Thura says, this beautiful but protected, right? The loyal but fierce, the cool flow and intuitive state of the moon, and the cleansing heat of the fire. Of the fire. Okay. Let's just look it up. Thursia's protection, passion, defense, conflict, and male potency. Thurisaz has an element of chaos, destructive natural forces, aggression, and conflict. These are united for the purpose of defense and protection. It can also symbolize potent male sexuality, instinctual will, a vital eroticism, and a regenerative catalyst. It represents a tendency towards change through catharsis, purging, and cleansing fire. Okay. Thurisaz is the sharp and painful stab of the thorn that jolts us awake and into awareness. Okay, so this is also giving me that you worked very hard to receive your golden acorn of abundance. Release what is no longer serving you. Threw it on the floor. There's a garbage over there. Okay. But I missed it. Yes. Okay. It's the first at wealth, luck, abundance, energy, and fertility. Okay, so we release the old, we purge the old, we forgive the old, so that the new can be exactly all that it is in its now moment. Pure potential. Pure potential and gorgeousness. Yes. Okay. I think it's time to shuffle. Yes, look. Your work on your balance and your peacefulness. Okay. This is something you're going to want to protect at all costs. Now, also though, you are, what am I saying? You have developed some very powerful love mechanisms. And so it's not like before, right? Before you would get off course and then there would be a spiraling, there would be a whole momentum shifting cascade of continuation, right? I'm just thinking like before you would get mud on you and everything that you touch, mud would get everywhere and you couldn't get away with it. But part of the byproduct of this kind of work is that you develop washing stations. You develop methods and modes that clean and clear quickly and efficiently. And so when you get mud on you now, it's just a rinse, and you're good, right? Whereas before it was a right? Big difference. Okay. Okay, and the goal is not about not getting any mud on you. It's about quickly getting the mud off of you when you recognize that it's on you and forgiving yourself for letting mud get on you again, right? It's all part of the process. Think of it as like a spa day. A spa day, where you cover yourself with mud. Okay, so this was the first one to come out. The 9 of Wands. This is my connection to the spiritual realm. This is that grounding earth star, your central ones. I want to combine the solar, sacral, and heart, and your third eye, and your soul star chakra, right? And then these are all your connection to past versions of self, ancestors, ascended masters. Okay, and this tending is to become one proficient. This is your mastery, your self mastery. Also, I'm getting this mirror pose here. Okay, and my Hierophant is also this self-mastery and perspective, right? This ability to see things from multiple angles. This is kind of like my magnification center, lens and layers, right? All the dimensions, all the different ways of seeing things. This is something that you acquire during your tending, during your connecting, during your practice. Okay. What is this? What is this? During your process of learning what to focus on and what not to focus on, right? With this one, I'm getting you, this earth angel, taking focusing on your gratitude, right? Not what you've lost, but what you still have, turning around and balancing those things, focusing on those two cups, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the shadow, and balancing, which is beautiful. Yes, balance is an important part of all of these processes, knowing the difference when to forgive and when to defend or cut away or prune or plant, right? You got to know. And seasons. Not all time is the right time to plant. Not all time is the right time to prune. And this is that connected, intuitive, moving with the seasons and the flow. This is that process, right? The process. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'm going to say that this is the death of the old ways and the rebirth of the new ways, where you value your interactions and engagements with others because of your upkeep, right? It's so much easier to upkeep in an environment that's not flinging mud everywhere, right? So you are getting better at discerning the kinds of environments that you hang out in. It matters, right? It matters. And yes, there's a time and a place, and there's things that we can't help, and all this kind of stuff. This is why you have your washing stations, and this is why you have your maintenance of self, right? The check ins, the cleansings, because we live in a mud world, right? And so mud's flying around everywhere. And so the goal is not to live a mudless life, it is to move gracefully through the mud. Okay. Okay. I'm also getting this reciprocating relationship with self, just because it came along with the two here, the focus on the 2 cups, and then it was this temperance with the 2 cups here pouring into each other. And so I want to say like a forgiveness of aspects of self. You integrate and welcome them home through your forgiveness. That younger version of you didn't know better, and so it behaved the way it behaved. And we need to forgive ourselves for that, for not knowing better. It was part of our lesson, part of our journey, right? Part of the strengthening of our constitution, the strengthening of our will, of our abilities. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Like healers, a lot of healers have to go through a lot of contrast in order to develop the tools to heal others, right? And the sooner we can recognize that adversaries are meant to act as a catalyst for us to grow and to expand, then we change our awareness and our perspective of everything that's happening to us, right? It goes from, why is this happening to me? Or F my life, right? This is just the way it is. It's about taking responsibility and for yourself and how you perceive and how you receive and how you achieve and all of the eves, right? Yeah. But this is the goal. The goal is balanced gorgeousness. Okay. There's all that orange and yellow and pinks, right? And then, you're speaking your truth, all kind of in there. Yes. All your blooms, all your celebration, and look at the balance between the light and the dark in there, right? And the central star. You can't truly arrive here without all the other stuff, without the transformations, without the dark nights of the soul, without the trips to the underworld and the return to spring, right? That's too big of a clump. Okay. Anybody else want to come out of here? Protect your peace. Okay? Protect what you have done in your hermiting phase. Protect the work. Protect your peace. Protect your nervous system. Protect your heart. Okay? Continue to communicate your needs, your desires. Okay. Let's get a wild one card to tell us a thing or two about forgiveness. What was that? To confirm our forgiveness and victory. Hard work paying off, right? You were meant to do the work and have your hard work pay off. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got heartbeat. Gorgeous. Hear the heartbeat of the drum. It is showing you the way. Find your own heartbeat. Listen. Listen deeply. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Listen. Notice how it beats. Put your hand over your heart and feel each beat without effort. Each beat comes without pain, without strain. It beats lovingly, passing your blood throughout every crevice of your body for you to use as you will. Breathe. Remain still and pull yourself down into the earth. Listen, listen carefully. Find her heartbeat. Feel your body resting on the planet. Each beat is painless without strain. Feel the earth's heartbeat. Feel her breathe into you lovingly, strongly, nourishing your every breath, feeding every cell of your body and bringing it to life. As you breathe out carbon dioxide, acknowledge the life force you are sending to the trees. Breathe in the oxygen from the trees. Acknowledge the exchange. As you breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in carbon dioxide. As you breathe in oxygen, they breathe out oxygen. Feel the exchange. Feel the connection. Breathe together. Beating hearts together. Life together. You are not alone. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's that symbiosis within, right? This communication, this balance, this allowing. Okay, now it's time for rest. Okay, now it's time to make it happen, right? When you're forging a sword, now it's time to heat. Now it's time to bang. Now it's time to cool. Now it's time to rest, right? Otherwise, you don't get a strong sword. Okay, and grace. Dipping your toes into the belly of the earth, you draw her source close to you. Reaching high above, the universe folds around you, expanding love and allowing a healing expression of sunlight for you to breathe. Before your very eyes, all pain vanishes as the divine wand of beauty and love dissolves the forgotten embers that wrap around your past, clearing a path for true seeing. Whoa. Tears touch the surface as you recognize the wave of ecstasy. Grace is manifest in you. She breathes through the eyes of your soul, always opening, never leaving. She expands into joy everlasting. Her unconditional being envelops her every move with such gentleness and brings an awe so full that to grow beyond simply happens. Call on grace. She will carry you places you never thought could even exist. Wow. Look at that, right? Connecting with the earth, feeling that exchange. We are all connected, right? This connecting with nature, connecting with yourself, right? Tending to your own spiritual garden, and then connecting with everything around you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beats, heartbeats, and breathing, right? Awesome. Awesome. Just gonna put those over there. Okay, the crystal cards flashed at me. So we'll use them. Apparently they got something to say. 43 again? Didn't we have 43? It's like, yes, we'll keep delivering the messages until you really, really get them. Okay. We'll take them. Communication. Contact, connect, and engage. Effective communication is the basis for personal growth and change. It provides the knowledge to evolve beyond the beliefs and behaviors of the past. Communication comes in many forms and may be received through symbols, language, or intuition. Trust your inner guidance and know that the information you have been receiving will continue to redefine your reality. Your spirit guides rejoice and wish for you to know that further clarity will be granted. Engage the world with humility and compassion as you revel in life's journey. Your desire to connect with the deepest levels of universal understanding will expand your light throughout this world and beyond. Okay, there's that recognition of all the ways of communication. I think communication came up a lot yesterday. Last couple of readings, right? This communication with your body, with the world, how you resonate is a communication that you are putting out, a frequency that you are putting out. Be aware of it, connect into it, be mindful, right? Awareness, mindfulness, all of the things. Yes. Okay. Kitty card. Sun is coming out for confirmation. Okay. Okay, we got many kitties. Cozy home. Meet shrine. He loves to curl in a fluffy ball of appreciation and take in the calm, cozy expanse of his home. Create a sanctuary of peace and inspiration. Let go of objects that don't make you happy. If there are broken items that you have been meaning to fix, unused gifts, or remnants of a passionless hobby, send those things on their way. Clear the space and surround yourself only with things that support you and make your heart sing with the joy of being alive. Light a candle, open a window, be thankful for all that you have. Sit with Shrine in your lap and honor your home, okay? Gratitude in where you are, right? And the tending of it. So ritualize all your mundane tasks as honoring of your space, right? You're not doing the dishes. You are blessing your remnants of sustenance and comfort food, right? Okay. Focus. Meet Artemis. She is a master hunter. She can focus her attention like a laser beam. She has crystal clear vision and razor sharp hearing. She even has some extra antenna that can pick up on subtle clues. She observes everything, knows how to be invisible, and leaps out at the perfect moment. We often have a zillion ideas floating in our minds. We are multitasking machines. When Artemis shows up, it is time to pick one thing to hone in and quell distractions. How will we ever catch that mouse if we don't focus on it, letting everything else fade into the background for the moment? Cute. Cute, yes. Focus. Intent. Mystery. Meet Esmeralda. She is the sweet unknown and the allure of endless mystery. There are things that are impossible for our human minds to fully comprehend. The future is often obscured from our view, yet we still must make decisions without knowing the ultimate outcome. The mystery can feel dazzling and full of possibilities, or it can feel ominous and freeze us in our tracks. Esmeralda beckons us to make peace with the mystery. Let the great unknown sit beside you as you wash the dishes and fall in love and write your story and live your strange and winding life. And Catalyst. Meet Luna. She may seem a little ominous at first, but do not worry. She is truly here to help us. She is the catalyst. She is the kitty form of the Philosopher's Stone, the magical alchemy that metaphorically turns lead into gold. She might shake things up like a crazy thunderstorm, but the sky will be so much clearer afterward. She is the maven of breakthroughs and revelations. When Luna crosses your path, you might feel a shiver, but do not be afraid. That is only the first sign of a miraculous shift. Cute. Cutius patutius. Okay. Let's get a couple of these cards. I forget about cards and then I'm like, oh yeah, those cards. These ones are good. Harmony. Ease and flow indicate when I am being true and authentic. Okay, this is how you check yourself before you wreck yourself. You check out your reflections, right? And adjust as necessary. If there's conflict, if there's all this stuff going on around you, take a minute, feel in, go into your heartbeat, connect down into earth, create a co-resonance with earth's heartbeat and your heartbeat, And now you are grounded. Now you are connected again. And then look out and see how your reflections change, right? Okay. I don't like it when there's that little space that's like right here. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's probably not as big a deal as I think it is, but anyways, we are our own worst critics. So find peace and harmony within to have it reflected externally, right? Forgive your hair for having its own brain, okay? Its own mind on what it wants to do in any given moment. Yeah. Okay, let's get an animal. Wanted to come out right away. Okay, well, let's just take it. Take it and see what it is first. The crow. It's the crow, which is cool because yesterday I was parked at the beach and there were these two crows sitting on a cedar branch on the tree that was right in front. Like I was kind of parked underneath it. And these two crows were sitting side by side and they were just like beaks touching each other and grooming and looking out at the ocean. And it was so romantic and cute. Okay. So romantic and cute. What's going on in romance world out there? Are people still romancing out there? Get on it. Start romancing yourself and life. And yeah, right? You want it? Be it. Okay. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their life with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. Beautiful confirmation and tie-in. When in balance, psychic, strong, and clear. When out of balance, ungrounded and hypersensitive. And to bring into balance, daily meditation practice. Beautiful, right? That brings us full circle. I forget, but I do recall saying something about daily practice. Okay. Okay. Yes, I forget. I forget already. Okay. This is part of my being in the now. That was the past. We're already here, right? We're already here. Okay. I'm just going to pull out a couple of my mini Deke cards here. And we'll see what happens. Oh, there's two there. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then some charm times. Hey, get up there. Okay. Okay. What? Let's start over here. Okay. We've got the Hermit. Okay. Yes, this is where you've done the bulk of your learning, your becoming, your strengthening, your collecting of your lenses and perspectives. You're learning how to be grateful for the things that you have and release things that you don't, and where you have gone through your biggest transformations, right? Your integration of the process of death and rebirth It's constant. It is ever, ever. It is ever, just like the seasons, right? They die, they hibernate, and then they're reborn. And we've got your amethyst spider here. Okay, this is your self-care, your maintenance. This is you being more mindful of the work that you and the transformation of your becoming, and you wanting to protect that by maintaining your field of resonance of gorgeousness. Okay, we've got a wish coming in here, and this is beautiful. Yes, this is what you've kind of been holding, intuiting, that if you do this work, your wishes will be granted, something like that. Yes, that's your chrysalis stage in this hermit. This is you holding the vision of something better. This is you holding the vision of being a butterfly as you were going through your process of changing. You're holding who you want to evolve into, right? Okay, something like that. And then we've got the bird here, the bird of happiness, full of potential, full of little eggs. There's 10 of them waiting to hatch. Beautiful. Trust your intuition on what to lay, what to plant, and what to cut away. Right? Yes. And then we've got a tower happening here. Oh, and a dragonfly. Gorgeous. So something connected, something powerful, adaptable, ephemeral, transformative. Dragonflies also go through the process. The larvae of a dragonfly are the creepiest little freaking things ever. And then they transform into these beautiful, powerful little dragon bugs, right? So your process of transformation is gorgeous. Trust it. Trust it. Okay. And there's a tower here. What is this tower about? Well, I want to say whatever towers come your way, whatever disruptions, whatever sudden and abrupt change, conflict, or otherwise, right? Connect in, go into the heart. Don't react, respond, right? And take a moment, take a breath, and then respond. Okay, then we have the Empress. Yes. She holds the frequency of love, okay? She is the epitome of the balance within. Trusting in her intuition, planting all of the seeds, and reaping all of the beautiful rewards, okay? Look, he's one of my new charms. It's a little witch, okay? This is your ability to fly, is your connection with yourself, your belief in yourself, your trust in yourself. You develop that through your constant connection, through your work, okay? And I want to say something about relationships, working on relationships. They can take work, but it should be progressive work, not the otherwise. I don't know if you've had relationships where, you're like trying to build a foundation and they just come and they lay around and they, just kind of watch you or distract you working. And then, at the end of the day, they lean up against something and knock everything over, and everything that you just worked on all day is gone, and they're like, it's fine, you can just fix it tomorrow, right? Not that kind of work. Everybody should be working on the same goal together equally, right? Yes. So it takes work, but recognize the kind of work, quality over the quantity, right? Okay. We've got a pine cone. Okay, beautiful. I want to say pineal gland. I want to say potential. There's tons of tiny little seeds within a pine cone. So more of that potential is popping here. Lots of potential and groundedness in your balance, right? The water buffalo, the male and female, and this steady growth, this cyclical nature, this steady expansion. I'm getting seasons, so there may be something about 5 years, 5 seasons, 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 days. I don't know, but there's a confirmation. Okay, this is the new being born. Harmony, peace, joy, love, union, balance, self mastery, gorgeousness. Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Forgive the old versions of self and be your most now gorgeousness. Be your most now gorgeousness. Oh, yeah. And look at these lilacs. They're multi. Mine only have 4. And these ones, look at that. Is that 8? Is that 9? I don't know. I totally pruned someone else's bush because they were gorgeous. Okay. There you have it. That is the reading. There are many things in there for you to consider. Trust your process. Trust the process. Continue to burn away, cut away all that doesn't serve you. Okay, recognize that you are meant to be here at this time to be your gorgeous self. And yeah, carry on. Carry on with that. Okay. Love you, appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.